Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today I want to do a quick video on 3 keys to spinnerbait success. Before I get right into it, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below because I'd love to hear from you. So, spinnerbait fishing. I think spinnerbait fishing has been kind of sidelined over the last few years because of the swim jig, the bladed jig, and even the swim bait on a jig head or even a weedless hook. Those 3 baits kind of fill that same zone or strata in the water column, and they're catching a lot of those fish. I think predominantly because those baits are more apt to get bit day in, day out. Out of those 4 baits, the swim bait, the swim jig, the chatterbait or bladed jig style lure, and the swim bait, the spinnerbait is the most condition sensitive bait that you're going to have to deal with. What I mean by that is you're going to have to pay attention to the conditions in order to get bites. With those other baits, the bass aren't going to be as sensitive and still bite them more often than not as opposed to the spinnerbait. So the 3 keys to spinnerbait success, in my opinion, number 1 is wind. The wind is your friend when it comes to the spinnerbait. And I'm not saying it's got to be rollers or anything like that, but you need some sort of wind that breaks up the light penetration, whether it's a ripple, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 inch little chop on the water. The wind is great at camouflaging the spinnerbait for you so that the bass just don't get a good look at it. And the wind is more important the clearer the water is on any given day or any given body of water. I feel like the spinnerbait, the shallower you go, the more the wind is gonna be a very important part of you getting bites with it, because obviously the deeper you go, the less light there is, and the more those fish can see the bait, the shallower you go and the more clarity that you have in the water column. So the wind is your friend, and you may even consider running around the lake. You know, some places in the lake, you know, the water's calm and it's flat and you don't see a lot of wind, but you run out there on the main lake to where the wind is more exposed to certain banks and different things like that, and that's where you're gonna wanna throw your spinnerbait. So the wind is number 1. Low light conditions are number 2. And what I mean by low light conditions, cloud cover, overcast, fog, and even early in the morning. Again, the spinnerbait is going to perform in those conditions. And I think the reason why it performs in those conditions is the flash. That flash of the blades is going to attract fish even right through some of those low light conditions where a lot of other baits may not get bit. Again, those low light conditions to consider the spinnerbait: early morning, cloud cover, overcast days or foggy days, and even rain. It works really well at diminishing the light penetration and giving you the upper hand on the spinnerbait bite. Definitely consider the spinnerbait when you are in those low light conditions. And the third one is water clarity. Water clarity is super important in spinnerbait fishing as far as increasing the number of bites you're gonna get. Now, if I'm in clear water, I wanna burn it, move it faster. That's if the water is on the warmer side. But if I'm gonna look for a spinnerbait bite, I'm gonna look for diminished water clarity. I'm gonna look for places with stained water, even murkier water, even muddier water, even like a tea-colored water or tannic-colored water. I think with the spinnerbait, going to a place where you have diminished visibility because the lack of water clarity is gonna be key at getting you bites. In the springtime, that stained water, less than foot of visibility, can be really good at getting some bites on the spinnerbait. So those are the 3 things, in my opinion, that'll help get you more bites and up your spinnerbait game. Again, number 1, wind. Number 2, low light conditions. And number 3, water clarity. Keep those things in mind when you're out there fishing, and you'll catch more fish on a spinnerbait. That's it for now, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.